But as usual, coat your thread or your shank of your hook, and come back to the very back. Now, for an option, if you're going to use a wire, you can choose either the side, leave that at the end, because you're going to, which is just a matter of pulling the thread down. A small amount.
Into a DVD recorder.
You can buy your dubbing in patches. You can blend your own in an old coffee maker, or you can buy it like this.
I was trying it
in kits. That you can just pull out the color you want. But with this,
hold that up, Paul.
Which like that?
Yeah.
And usually on the back end of the body, or for the body here, once you get it in there, use your dubbing twister and just spin it so that it makes it like a rope and it holds it in there. Don't worry if it's looking like it's all over the place. The more ragtag the better. And when I tied the thread off, I went up about 2/3 to where I'm going to end this body and end my ribbing. Oh, telephone scissors.
Where'd you get this from?
Actually, nurses.
Okay, now we need the choice of hair. You can go with various colors, deer or elk. If you want it more of a floating fly, use the coarser deer hair. And if you want it to go as normally as a wet fly, you can use the finer stuff, which won't hold it up. It'll allow it to sink better. Let's just use some of this. I like using more of a dry, because if the fish aren't taking it on the surface, give it a little 6 to 8 inch pull, and the fly goes underwater and it comes up and boop, pops up like an emerging fly, ready to fly away. And that's usually when the fish really like to hit it, because they figure if it pops up that fast, it's going to fly away fast, so they hammer it. Pull the under fluff out. Just measure it. You don't want it to go back too far past the bend of the hook, or equal to the bend of the hook is fairly good. And here's where our famous pinch tie comes in again, because you've cut it off to the size and shape and where you want to place it. So, and now you can wrap it up and bind those in there a little tighter, and it'll make it fluff up. Don't worry about cover. Oops. Catch those other hairs. Get up there. There's always one in the crowd. So choose your other color, your alternate color. I originally played around this with a goldy color, but you can go into your coppers and your greens. Now this section isn't going to be quite as long as the other one, so you don't need quite as much. Okay. Come on, get there. Now, the dubbing twister again.
Show us what the dubbing twister looks like.
Okay, it's just a hook, something that you can grab through the loop of the thread so that you can turn it and spin it. That's all.
Thank you.
Now with this thread, I'm going to have to, I forgot another option that you can do if you really want to, and that's put the hackle in there. So we'll just, shorter hairs here and get longer as you come out. Remember, no closer than about 1/8 of an inch, so you got room to tie things off. Now go back to your dubbing and wrap a front part on it. Oh, this is going to be a little bushy. A lot bushier than the other one. It doesn't have. Drop your thread over. Trim that stuff off. Now you can spiral your hackle up. Some people like using just taking their hackle and stripping one side of it off.
Normally you would palmer it from the back of the...
Normally I like to run it from the top up,
Okay.
or from the back, and then you wind it through this, the head portion. Fully closed, so make sure you get a good wrap right behind the eye so that your leader will not hook on it and break off. And finish it with half hitches or whip finisher. And if it's fluffy and bushy, there's no problem with that. If it's not fluffy enough, take your dubbing needle and you can pick it out and make it fluffier. But either way, it'll work good. So that's quite a bright one. Again, as I said, color might be more effective, but for this demonstration, the yellow really shows up.
Thank you.
Yeah.